In its first 90 days on Netflix, K-pop Demon Hunters got over 325 million people to shut the heck up and watch it. That made it the most watched movie on Netflix of all time. Imagine if 325 million people read your book. How would your life change? So today we're going to give your idea bestseller potential. The first thing you're going to do is kick your current idea in the butt, because your first idea is typically your worst idea. Seriously. Because it's literally what came to mind first. That was like the easiest thing for your brain to come up with. In K-pop Demon Hunters, the initial idea could have been something like a trio of badass women hunt demons. And that is an idea. Have we seen that idea anywhere before? But what if this trio was a K-pop group? Typically when you think about a K-pop group, hunting demons doesn't really seem to fit with that vibe. That's not really what comes to mind first, at least not for me. When we hear that idea, suddenly we wonder, how does that work? And that's exactly why you don't go with your first idea. The thing that set K-pop Demon Hunters apart was not that it created some brand new concept, was that it took something that already worked and tweaked a few specific details to make it interesting, make it feel fresh. It wasn't the same concept with a new name, it was a similar concept with specific details changed. That's how you can take any idea, even if you think it's been done before, and create a successful story out of it. And one thing K-pop Demon Hunters did really well was they leaned into a very popular community, which is K-pop fans. So one thing you can do if you want to strengthen your idea is actually think about how you could connect it to something that's trending or popular right now. Or really, you would want to do something that you can see growing in popularity. This is really similar to finding comparable titles for your story. Like, it's Charlie's Angels, but they're a K-pop group that uses music to keep the demons at bay. It's a comparable title. That makes an idea really marketable, and it's something to keep in mind depending on your goals. But the biggest thing I want you to focus on first is not trusting blindly that your initial idea is the best idea you've got, or the best version of that idea. So now that you're willing to take your idea and hold it with looser hands and mold it and shape it a little bit more, let's talk about 2 ways you can do that. This is the most important thing you can do. You're going to take whatever situation you've come up with and make your main character the least likely person to be in that situation. What I see a lot of writers do is they come up with a few scenes that really interest them, and then they just kind of plop a main character into those scenes. Usually it's a version of themselves, but because of that, their main character tends to be more observant, more go with the flow, more just reacting to things that are happening, and it keeps the character from feeling really dynamic and like they're actually leading the story and making things happen. They get over arguments super quickly, they accept what's happening around them pretty easily, and a lot of times main characters are really well suited for the task. They don't struggle a whole lot, or if they do struggle, they get over it pretty quickly. So make your main character the least likely person to be in that situation. This is one of the ways you can give your idea bestseller potential because it creates an instant contradiction. For example, Rumi is the lead singer of Huntrix. Her main job as a hunter is to hunt demons. If she was just a gal with a gifted voice who was selected to be the lead singer of this group, cool. But there's a reason she's the main character and not Zoe or Mira. It's because she's part demon herself. So somebody who's part demon is probably the least likely person to be a demon hunter. As another example, let's say a woman who attended North Carolina Chapel Hill and went on to publish books about the ecology of the North Carolina marshes. There's nothing super interesting about that. However, if she was an uneducated outcast who taught herself about the marshes to the point where she was able to publish books about them and maybe possibly cover up a murder, now that's more interesting. Because it's less expected. Our brains go, how would that person do that? And therein lies what you want your idea to do in your readers. If it doesn't, why are they going to pick up the book and read it to find out? They're not. At least not 325 million of them. Okay, so what are some ways that you can make your character a little less likely to be in the situation you have them in? That's how you start taking your initial idea and upping it, making it stronger. All right, so now that you have a character who's getting to be more interesting, they're the least likely person to be in that situation, that's a great start, but if you stop there, your idea could still be super boring. So you have to also do this next thing, okay? This next thing you're gonna do is get a little crazy with it. And what do I mean by that? I see this a lot with writers where they sabotage themselves from the start by playing it too safe. And I've done this too. The situation in my story is just boring. It just is. It's too much like real life. It's not really like a fictional story. It was a hard day for me when a writing teacher told me, even if you want to publish literary fiction, you can't just make it all about the character. It has to be character and plot. There has to be something interesting in the character going on and something interesting in the plot going on. Especially for a debut novel, it can't just be a slice of life where we're just following a character who's just going about their days and experiencing turmoil internally. So get a little crazy with it. Don't be afraid to make the situation itself bigger, more out there. Can your story take place somewhere else? That's one of the simplest things you can do. Set it somewhere more interesting. Can you have something bigger happen? Something that makes you as the writer go, how would I even figure that out? That's when you know you're starting to get on the right track. So again, if Rumi was just a normal, albeit chosen, demon hunter with a fabulous voice who just had to defeat an uprising of demons, super boring. I mean, maybe we'd still watch that if we love K-pop. But if she's part demon herself, and her markings are growing, so there's a threat, she's going to be found out, and that's impacting her singing, which is making it harder to protect the Hanmoon, which is allowing more demons into the world, and she can't tell her friends because would they kill her if they knew? Instead of just fighting an uprising of demons, it's demons camouflaged as a K-pop boy band. In addition to the Hanmoon being at risk, in addition to Rumi's personal stakes, that's more interesting. As another example, imagine if Gillian Flynn was like, okay, I've got an idea. Wife goes missing, husband is the main suspect. That's like the most basic, boring story of all time. So let's make it bigger. Wife goes missing, husband is main suspect, wife was the one who orchestrated it all. How would she do that? How would he not know? How would she pull that off? Does she eventually get caught? Now we've got a story. As another example, what if Yann Martel was like, I've got an idea. Ship goes down, boy survives alone in a lifeboat. That's a very basic idea. But instead of that, he made it bigger, he made it crazier. Ship goes down, boy is stuck in a lifeboat alone with a Bengal tiger. That's a story. That's a story so crazy that by the end, we're wondering, was it true? Bestseller. Okay, fine, I'll read Life of Pi again. So the biggest habit I want you to get into from all of this is whenever you have an idea, even if it's for a scene, a character, a story overall, ask yourself, can I make this more interesting? And remind yourself that the answer is almost always yes. Don't forget you're telling a story. Get a little out there with it. Readers are not going to pick up your book because you wrote a perfect paragraph. They're not going to pick up a book because your dialogue is super realistic. They're going to pick up your book because the idea piqued their curiosity. So you're going to take your idea, kick it in the butt. Seriously, that is a step in and of itself because that's really hard to do. Step 2, you're going to make your main character the least likely person to be in that situation. And step 3, you're going to take your situation itself and make it a little crazier. Get a little wild with it. And once you're cranking with your idea and getting it super strong, you're going to want to make sure your plot lives up to that idea and holds a reader's attention across 300 pages. So if you're ready to do that, you can watch this video, and I'll see you over there.